What up, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Sports. I am your host, Trevor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We are live now every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Remember, watch me on YouTube. You can watch me on Instagram like I'm on right now. If you see me on Instagram, go ahead and switch over to the YouTube channel and subscribe there. But let's start talking a little bit about Warriors basketball, guys. I know today was going to be a Niner football Monday, but there's just too much going on with the Warriors with only 6 games left. The Warriors are primed to take either the 5 or even maybe the 4 spot, depending on how things go. But the standings are very, very tight still, guys. So we don't know where the Warriors are going to end up. And yeah, they dropped one last night, but the Warriors are an official scary team for anybody that is going to face them in the playoffs, no doubt. So is it a mystery that they dropped a game to the Rockets last night? Not really. They just faced a gauntlet of playing the Lakers, Memphis, and Denver, and they beat all three. And those three teams are some of the top teams in the NBA. The Warriors are officially a top team in the NBA right now. The rankings don't show it, guys, but it's just right there. The Warriors are so exciting to watch right now. Just watching them evolve into this team that they become is amazing. But they did drop one last night, and who could blame them after going through that gauntlet of games that they just finished playing and in such close proximity to each other anyway, guys? They faced a couple of back-to-backs, and then they come in and they have to play the Rockets. And the Rockets are a very good team, but Steph Curry had I think 3 on the night, which I don't know if that's ever happened, or if it has, it hasn't happened much. I don't understand how you go from 40, 50-point games in the last 3 games down to 3 unless you're exhausted, and anyone would be with the Warriors trying to secure that number 5 spot in the playoffs. But right now they're in 6 because they lost. No big deal. I think they've got 6 games left. So 46, yeah. They got 6 games left, guys. They could take that 5 spot. They could also be in 7 or 8. But nobody should be panicking or thinking, oh, man, the Warriors can't win because they can't get past the Rockets. But I don't know why everybody's forgetting they got past Denver. They got past the Lakers. They got past Minnesota. And they played Memphis recently, and they got past Memphis. It's just a matter of them being a little bit tired. And the Warriors are a very, very scary team in the playoffs, guys. Just remember, in the playoffs, the Warriors always seem to figure it out in a 7-game series. High percentage of winning in series like that. In the playoffs are a whole new level. Jimmy Butler is going to come in and play at a whole different level. Everybody knows Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. He just goes up and takes another level up, and it's just almost impossible to stop in the playoffs. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, all these guys are coming together and peaking at the right time. It's amazing to watch. It's fun to watch. So let's just go over some of the numbers from last night's game. It was an ugly game, an ugly loss, and the Warriors were quite frankly in it most of the time until the very end. And even at the very end, I think they lost by like 10 points. And it was just a game they were going to drop, guys. Listen, when you play that many really great teams in a row, dropping a game is a very, very successful road trip for the most part. So so that's how it is. It's just the way it is in NBA. And anybody who's a Warrior fan should be very excited and very happy for what they're seeing right now. It's awesome. So let's just take a look at the numbers last night, which were actually kind of horrific, to be honest. Jimmy Butler, 33 minutes, 13 points. Okay. That's okay. Not fantastic. Not lighting the world on fire. Moses Moody, 14 minutes and 3 points. Pretty darn bad. Draymond Green, 27 minutes and 2 points. Pretty bad. Steph Curry, 33 minutes and 3 points. What is this? This is just a one-off, guys. This is the bottom line. Brandon Podziemski is still playing great basketball, 31 minutes and 19 points. Buddy Hield, 25 minutes and 20 points. Not bad for Buddy Hield considering the train wreck that he has been this whole entire year. Kevon Looney, 22 minutes, 5 points, not great. Gary Payton, the second, 20 minutes, 16 points, good for him. Jonathan Kuminga, 19 points, 19 minutes and 9 points. Quentin Post, 7 minutes, 2 points. Okay, most of the guys on this team didn't show up last night. They were tired. Everybody wants to talk about Jonathan Kuminga when he's going to step up and help. Guys, the bottom line is Jonathan Kuminga is never going to be the guy that everybody in the media is trying to portray him as being, which is the guy who's going to take over the Warriors lead when Steph Curry is gone. He will not be a Warrior, most likely, when Steph Curry is out the door, because he's inconsistent, guys. He has not earned the money he's about to ask in the offseason. It would not surprise me if this was Jonathan Kuminga's last year as a Warrior, just because of how much money he's going to ask for. And he has not earned it. So the Warriors are going to have to play hardball with him. I would hope they would play hardball with him, because he does not deserve that kind of money. He hasn't earned it. Yes, he's young, guys. Let's be honest. He's young, but he has been in the league 4 years, and he has not progressed at the level that an NBA player should progress. So because he's young, unfortunately, you're going to get criticism no matter what. So it doesn't matter that he's 23 years old, or 24 years old now, I believe. He's been in the league long enough that at this point, he should either be progressing in some way, shape, or form. John behind me. Progressing in some shape or form, and showing people that he can be that superstar of the future. Right now, I'm seeing a one-dimensional player, for lack of a better word. He's a guy that basically comes in, and you want to see him go downhill to the basket and get some points or draw a foul, which he does. But when he doesn't do it, he's not making up for that by doing anything else. Okay. So anyway, he doesn't do anything else to make up for that, right? He doesn't have a lot of tools in his toolbox, his tool belt, whatever you want to call it. He doesn't. And that's the problem with Kuminga. Over 4 years of basketball in the NBA, he should have developed some other skill, and he hasn't done that. His defense isn't fantastically awesome. He commits more fouls, and he does play good defense. And when he's off, shooting-wise, he's off. So if he's not going downhill and trying to draw a foul or dunk the ball, which I would love to see him be more aggressive and do that kind of thing, then he's kind of flat at that point. And that is why he's inconsistent, because he doesn't have a brain for the NBA. I'm sorry, but he's not one of the smarter NBA players right now, or hasn't been, or maybe never will be. I don't know. But it seems as though at this point, he's getting a little frustrated as well. He's drawing a couple of technicals. And the whole point of it all is because the Warriors are asking him to be somebody that he is clearly not. And at the end of the year, he's going to ask the Warriors for money that he clearly does not deserve. So there's a situation there that's going to be tough for Kuminga. Does he want to stay on the Warriors and be a contributor to a great team? Or is he going to try and play hardball and act as if he is deserving of upper echelon type money? In which case, if I were the Warriors, I'd walk away from that, because they have too many great players on this team that are in their prime or getting close to the end of their prime now. And they really need to basically get it done in the next 2 or 3 years. If they don't, then it's a waste of time. So Kuminga's got to come along now, or he's got to get off the train, and the Warriors got to go into free agency or the trade market and bring in a couple other guys next year that can help elevate this team to the next level. That being said, playoffs are like 6 games away, and right now, this year, the way the Warriors are playing, they could go and win a finals this year. I didn't think that a month and a half ago. Since Jimmy Butler's got here, it's been a complete 180. They have turned around and become a team that is scary for anybody in the playoffs. And so, yeah, I'm loving where they're at right now. Anybody who watched the game last night, watched them drop the game, whatever. That happens with teams. Anybody, I don't know how many teams are going to play the Lakers, Denver, Memphis, and then come in and play the Rockets and drop only one of those games. Okay, most teams are going to drop a couple of those, especially against Denver. But the Warriors definitely put everybody on notice. They have been, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch them going into the playoffs. It's a close race. I mean, if we look at the standings here, it's crazy, guys. Number 8 seed is 46-32. Number 7 seed is 46-32. The Warriors are 46-32 at 6. The Clippers are 46-32 at 5. Denver's 47-32 at 4. And the Lakers are 48-30. I don't think anybody was catching the Lakers. But listen to that. From the 4 seed down to the 8 seed, they're all basically tied. This could end in any way. The Warriors could end up in a play-in position, or they can end up in the 6 or 5 seed. I really do think they're good enough to be in the 6 or 5 seed. And Memphis and the Timberwolves, Memphis and Minnesota play each other, I think, sometime this week. So one of those two is going to get a loss, and they're going to be down a game. So, that's how that's going to work out. That's going to work out in the Warriors' favor. But overall, hey, guys, they're playing awesome basketball. I've heard a lot of chatter about Jonathan Kuminga and him being the key to the Warriors even making a deep run in the playoffs or not. And the bottom line is he is not the end all be all of whether or not this Warrior team makes it to the finals, conference championship, or anything else. The fact that he's may peak at that time will definitely help. No doubt about it. Love to see Jonathan Kuminga peak at that time and help this Warrior team elevate to another level. But if he doesn't, really this Warrior team is all about strength in numbers, just like they were back in 2010. They're not saying it now, but that's what it is. So you need contributors on a night in, night out basis. And it doesn't really matter who shows up as long as somebody besides Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler do show up that night and make some sort of an impact. And so we're looking at other guys. Buddy Hield, for one. It would be nice if he would show up more than once every 3 or 4 games. Brandon Podziemski is on a heater right now. So Brandon Podziemski, keep going throughout the playoffs. Great if he can keep that going. He seems very comfortable in his position right now, and it's showing on the court. Awesome basketball from Podziemski. I would like to see sorry, guys. I'd like to see Moses Moody continue to start and continue to show good defense, aggressiveness, and, he's scoring. He's scoring right now, so it's all good. Other people I'd like to see get more time. Quentin Post for a rookie is doing fantastic. I'd like to see his defense come up a little bit. I think we will. I think he's going to get more time going into the playoffs to just see if we can get him playoff ready. Besides that, guys, the whole team is playing tough, and Jimmy Butler brought that toughness with him. So awesome basketball right now. And so let's just keep watching him and see where it goes. I'm expecting a deep playoff run. I just think with Steve Kerr and the way he puts lineups together in the playoffs, they're going to be a very tough team to knock out. And I do expect a deep playoff run unless a complete collapse happens, which I doubt will happen. Jimmy Butler in the playoffs will show up. He will be at another level. He'll kick it up another gear. Steph Curry will be kicking it up another gear. Draymond Green will be kicking it up another gear. Kevon Looney in the playoffs, even though that's not a sexy name and that's not a name that you guys think about out there, Kevon Looney is a huge reason why they got their last ring. He'll be a huge reason if they get one this year in the playoffs. Very aggressive, awesome center. The biggest part about Kevon Looney's the biggest issue with Kevon Looney is his height, basically. It's hard to battle under the rim, but somehow he gets it done. So playoffs come, he kicks it up into another level. So the question is, who's going to jump in and help these guys out to push them into the deep into the playoffs, into the finals? Well, there's 2 guys that we need to take a look at that we need to score, right? Okay, number 1 is Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield's got to step up. Number 2 is going to have to be Moses Moody because he's in the starting lineup. If Moses Moody's playing hot, he's playing well, that's a series I like the Warriors winning. Jonathan Kuminga is a big, third part of that puzzle, but he's not 1 or 2 because we know what he is. I'm listening to everybody all over the Bay Area, all the other sports stations talk about Jonathan Kuminga being the key. He's not the key. I wish we would stop talking about Jonathan Kuminga like he is. He's not. I'd love to see him step up and play, but he's not the end all be all of it. These other players are much more consistent and much more important. Brandon Podziemski, if he keeps playing the way he's playing, is a huge, huge factor in where this Warrior team is going to go. Okay. So that guy is more important in the playoffs because he's got more than one tool in that tool belt. If he's not shooting right, he is very good defensively. He takes charges like no other. I mean, he's a good ball handler. He can pass the ball. He's got lots of skill. He's going to be an epic player in the playoffs and helping the Warriors. It's going to make a big difference. If not him, then Moses Moody. If not Moses, I'd love to see Quentin Post, right? So those guys that I'm naming, those 3 guys can make a difference in the series. Why do I say Quentin Post? Because he's almost 7 feet tall. He's a rookie. He can hit 3-pointers, and his defense is coming along. I would love to see his defense get better in the next 6 games, if it's possible, before we hit playoffs. So if that's the case, we might see a guy who comes out of his shell as a rookie and looks like, the next starting center for the Warriors going into next year and a potential all-star. I mean, that's what I think of Quentin Post right now. Absolutely amazing player. And you have other players that we haven't talked about. Guy Santos, who is a very aggressive, great defender. He commits fouls every once in a while, but they're meaningful. He doesn't score a lot. But again, the Warriors right now need to play aggressively because they don't have size. When they go against teams with size, you need to make them pay in another way. And that is every time that you go and every time the Warriors go to the basket, they got to make it hurt. All right. If somebody stands in front of them, they got to run them over and they may draw a foul. They may, but and every time these guys try to come in and dunk on one of the Warriors, put an elbow out. I mean, you've got to play aggressive and make it hurt for the bigger teams that want to score. Make them pay for it. Don't just give it to them. And when they do that, you could see it against Denver. Denver's a better three-point shooting team by average, and they're a taller team. They're a longer team. They're going to be a very tough team for the Warriors to beat. But if they play aggressively like they did, then it's going to be very difficult for Denver to beat the Warriors because the Denver Nuggets don't have the toughness we have now, especially with Jimmy Butler on the team, okay? Because other players are following suit. And so the Warriors going to the playoffs, guys, I'm telling you, this team is a dark horse that could come through and get to the conference championship and maybe even the finals because they're beating everybody who's expected to make it to the finals except for the Cavaliers, which we haven't played in a while. But I bet if we played the Cavaliers today, maybe tomorrow because they're a little tired, tomorrow, that's a very close game, or maybe we beat them. Maybe we beat them because the Cavaliers are not playing as good a basketball as they did in the beginning of the year. Not saying they're playing bad, but they're not playing as good as they did in the beginning of the year. So the Warriors can play with anybody. And when it comes down to a 7-game series with the Warriors, just remember, Steve Kerr's a master, and he can figure you out. He can figure you out in 2 or 3 games, and then you're toast. So it's going to be fun to watch, guys. And anyway, so keep watching the channel, guys. Again, Instagram, YouTube, live. If you want to switch over to YouTube, give me a like. I'd really appreciate that. I appreciate everybody for following me. We will get back to 49er football talk for sure. We're going to have Damon Bruce back on the show for sure before the season starts, probably spring, probably sometime in training camp. Not spring, but probably maybe June. We'll have him back on, and we'll talk Niner football. But I'll be talking Niner football before that. It's just with the basketball playoffs coming so soon, we're focusing mainly on basketball. We're going to talk Giants baseball tomorrow. We're going to talk A's baseball the day after, and we're going to be talking Niner football later in this week. And then we're going to be sprinkling Warriors talk in between as well. So remember, every night, 6 p.m. right here Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be talking all sports, guys. I'll get into the Sharks at some point. I just haven't been yet. It'll probably be next season because, to be honest, I've been out of the loop with the San Jose Sharks for a number of years, and I'm not going to get on here and start talking about hockey like I know what I'm talking about when I don't watch it that much, or at least as much as I used to. Either way, guys, again, just keep watching. See you tomorrow at 6. We'll talk Giants, see what's going on with them, where I think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to catch up to the Dodgers anytime soon, but that's okay because they really are rebuilding. Them making the playoffs or a wild card, is this thing working? I'm thinking wild card, maybe, but this is a long-term project with them, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow, guys. But anyway, go Warriors. We're going to keep watching them. It's going to be fun to watch, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So just remember, what do we say, John? Do you know? Yeah. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work, right? So I'll keep working for you guys, and you keep watching. I'll see you in the next one.